Shout out to Money Brown, man. Errol Spence Jr. Boy, Money Brown, he get a lot of money, that's why I call him Money Brown.
What's good, Money Brown TV? What up, what up?
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Money Brown TV. Thank you so much for everything.
Hey, this is Ryan Garcia here. Shout out to Money Brown TV and keep punching, baby.
This is Steven Espinosa from Showtime Sports. Shout out to Money Brown TV. What's up, Brian Custer from Showtime Championship Boxing. I gotta give a big shout out to Money Brown TV.
Give a shout out to Money Brown TV from the punchline.
Hey, yeah, Money Brown, we on the way up, baby. You got Toesville coming up, baby. Look at us now.
Yo, what's going on at the fight world? This your boy Monty back with another one, fam. And this one here is on two big dogs in this fight game. We have Terence T-Boy Crawford, the undefeated 4-division world champion, 2-time undisputed. He's considered #1 pound for pound on a lot of people's pound for pound list, a future Hall of Fame and one of the baddest mofos in boxing. Then we have Errol the True Spence Jr., the former unified WBC, IBF, and Super WBA unified champion, still one of the top shotters in the fight game today. And now we trying to see if Errol's going to come back and, stay in the game, or is he going to retire, and enjoy the fruits of his labor. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world, this one is on Terence Boy Crawford saying that Errol Spence is not a Hall of Famer. Errol Spence is not a Hall of Famer. Well, EJ kicking back at Terence Boy Crawford and let him know that he is a Hall of Famer. If you're going by the stats and the accolades and everything else that other people get in on. You understand what I'm saying? Errol Spence is letting them know that I am. Not that I'm not, that I am. You feel me? And you shouldn't be speaking down on my name like that, talking about what I am and what I'm not. You understand what I'm saying? I'm the biggest win of your career. The biggest win of your career, Terence Boy Crawford. Now, let's get into it. Terence Boy Crawford, 4-division world champion, 2-time undisputed. He's the current super welterweight champion right now as we speak. And he's looking to face Canelo Alvarez at 168 in September. Now, his Hall of Fame stature is punched. Salute to him. Salute to him. No, you got to give credit where credit is due. But for him to come out and say the biggest name on your career is not a Hall of Fame fighter, it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. You feel me? Credit. You went out there and you took Errol out. A lot of people say, well, he beat Errol Spence easier than he beat a lot of his other opponents. This fighter, that fighter, this fighter. And nobody can deny that. Nobody can deny that. So you get credit where credit is due. But even though he did what he did, it don't take away from what Errol Spence accomplished in the sport of boxing. And we're not making no excuses for Errol Spence, right? But we all know that EJ that Terence Boy Crawford fought, it's not the Errol Spence that fought Kell Brook. It's not the Errol Spence that fought Lamont Peterson. Hell, he ain't even the Errol Spence that fought Showtime Sean Porter. Let's just keep it true, keep it real all the way around the board. Errol came out and explained how alcohol helped destroy his career, how he wished he never found the bottle and got addicted to it. But at the end of the day, it's life, bro. Shit happen in life to where you gotta suck it up and just say, you know what? I did it to myself, so I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna take it like a man, like Errol Spence been doing. He's been taking his loss like a man, but he's been getting closer to his kids, you know what I mean? And just living his best life, bro. Living his best life. But Errol Spence is a Hall of Famer, and Money Brown going to tell you why he's a Hall of Famer after I finish breaking down this and getting to the nitty-gritty. Now, when it comes to Terence Crawford is feeling himself, bro. He is. You know what I'm saying? He feeling himself. He got the Errol Spence win, the biggest win of his career. Everybody praised him, getting him his just due he deserved. Now, he done talked his way up on a Canelo Alvarez fight. We all know he supposed to got the rematch with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford at 154, but Bud was trying to get the rematch at 147 for whatever reason, right? A lot of y'all say, well, man, Bud was going to make it look easier at 154. Da-da-da-da-da-da. We don't know what it would have been at 154. We really don't. We know that Bud kept Errol out the ring for 16 months. When they were supposed to fight, he reneged on the fight and went and fought on BLK Prime. You know what I'm saying? Fighting David Avanesian. bankrupt BLK Prime and shit like that. And, there's a lot of speculation on a few things that happened, in that fight leading up to the Errol Spence fight, where a lot of people think certain things that I'm not going to mention right now because, like I say, we don't make excuses. We just keep it pushing and keep it moving. But for Terence Crawford to come out and say Errol Spence is not a Hall of Famer, it's ludicrous. Ludicrous, like Mike Tyson to say. Ludicrous. You feel me? Because even though Terence Crawford got the accolades for us, the divisions, right? We can say 35, 40, 47, 54. We can't really say that his resume is better than Errol Spence. You get what I'm saying? We can't really say that his resume is better than Errol Spence. So if Errol Spence is a unified champion, held 3 titles simultaneously at 147, went and fought in an undisputed fight where he came up short, but his resume is better than yours, Terence Crawford, when we say that's a Hall of Famer? Huh? When we say that's a Hall of Famer, he's been reigning since 2017. He ended up losing in 2003. Right? So 6 years being world champion straight. You understand? Fighting the top competition out there. Fighting the top competition out there. What we gonna say? Because he reigned in one division, he can't be a Hall of Famer? If I'm not mistaken, y'all correct me, but Marvin Hagler reigned in one division. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I say, Earl went out there and fought and became unified at 147. Was the top welterweight out there for 6 years straight. You did. 6 years straight. While Bud was dominating with 1 title, Earl was dominating with 3. And putting asses in the seats. You feel me? And like I said, we all know what happened with Errol Spence with the alcohol and has career spiraled out of, control a little bit with that. The car crash, the eye injuries. You know what I'm saying? Reneged on him. I ain't gonna say reneged. Couldn't do the Manny Pacquiao fight. Went out there and fought Ugas, sorry. Fought Ugas. Took him down in Dallas. And then he just held out for Terence Crawford. And that was a big mistake on his behalf. But nonetheless, he still made it happen like a champ and a real dude that he is to get the fans to fight with Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Now, we can look at Terence Crawford's resume and we can look at everybody that he fought on his resume. Do y'all pick any of them dudes to beat Errol Spence? Do y'all pick any of them dudes from 135 to 140? Because he beat Gamboa at 135. So y'all telling me if Earl and Yuriokis Gamboa was at 135 in the same weight class and we had a prime Errol Spence that Yuriokis Gamboa can beat him? No. Go to 140. Victor Postile, Julius Ndongo. You think those dudes could have beat Errol the True Spence Jr.? No. 147. We know Earl had the better resume at 147. Right? Beat Kell Brook over in Kell Brook hometown in Sheffield. Beat Sean Porter as a champion. You feel me? Whooped on Denny Garcia. Beat your Dennis Ugas, who beat Manny Pacquiao. No, people say it was an old Pacquiao. That was a world champion Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Then he went and fought Terence Crawford for the undisputed title. End up losing. Whooped on Lamont Roach. Fucked Chris Algieri up. Fucked Leonard Bundu up. Right? And not saying those are Hall of Fame names, but those were notable names to put Earl on the map. Are we going to say that he's not a Hall of Famer? Going off the criteria, and the accolades that the Hall of Fame want you to have, Errol Spence is a Hall of Famer, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it fucked up for 1 second. Errol Spence will go down in the Hall of Fame as one of the top shotters in the fucking boxing game. If it wasn't for him sleeping on silk sheets and getting a little lazy and picking up that bottle, Earl will still be undefeated right now. And I stand on that. He'll still be undefeated right now. But life has its ways of playing things out, and it is what it is. But Terence Crawford is wrong by saying Errol Spence is not a Hall of Famer, and he need to retract those words. Shouts out to him against Canelo. Shouts out to EJ, and we'll see what happens in the future. Straight like that, and might be on to the next.